All right, tonight we are reporting that two individuals suspected to have heckled leaders at the presidential event are in police custody. What a travesty of justice. Now, the two are said to be part of a group or groups that are said to have made it impossible for leaders to be heard during a roadside address where the president was present. First in Bomet, and then it happened again in Kericho. We dedicate our opening statement to the Cabinet Secretary Interior, Professor Kithure Kindiki. You can't, you shouldn't, and you won't. And we will tell you why you cannot arrest those who are heckling. You vowed to take stern action against hecklers in political gatherings only a day after President William Ruto was interrupted in Kericho and Bomet counties. Ordinarily, we hold that you wouldn't have taken that action if it wasn't a presidential function. Professor, let us remind you tonight that when I went to Moi University, if I went there earlier, you would have been my professor. You would have taught me law, Professor. I'm certain you would have schooled me on how to apply the law, how to respect and uphold the Constitution, and of course, how to use it to bring justice to the people. You would have also advocated for the rights of citizens under the Constitution, and at the end of it, sent me out there hoping that I would apply what I learned in school. You have a long-standing record in international law and international human rights. As your student, Prof, we will tell you tonight you are wrong by ordering the arrest of these individuals for exercising their right. You can't tell Kenyans you will crush them. You have no powers to crush them. And if you have the powers, it's not absolute power. That power that you have must be exercised, Prof, within the Constitution. Now, the Constitution, we'd like to remind you tonight of your limits of the Constitution that the Constitution gives you. And this is found in Article 37. Now, Article 37 of the Constitution, you swore upon that Constitution to serve Kenyans. It guarantees every person the right, peaceably and unarmed, to assemble, to demonstrate, to petition, and to present petitions to the authorities. Hecklers, Prof, are also Kenyans, and heckling is part of the protest against leadership or even an individual, or where it's done doesn't matter. Those hecklers you promised, Prof, that you will crush them are not the ones you should be targeting. You should look at the Constitution. Now let me tell you those people you should target to crush, Prof. These are the leaders with bad attitude, the bad leaders, the gangs, the bandits, the criminal gangs, giving Kenyans sleepless nights, the financiers and those who are sponsoring the heckling. Leave the demonstrators alone. Be more tolerant to Kenyans. Don't threaten your voters by crushing them. And crushing, by the way, is an obsolete term that has no place in modern history. Use the Constitution, Prof, in your hands. Act according to the Constitution. And I just want to remind you, just a day ago, the High Court quashed the section 77 of the Penal Code, 77(1) and 3, that creates the crime of subversion. In his words, Justice Samuel Muhochi held that that section is a colonial legacy which limits the freedom of expression through vaguely worded offense of subversion. That happened yesterday. At Ken Mijunga across all social media platforms, the headlines.